Something gold was glinting just above him. The snitch! He tried to catch it, but his arms were too heavy. He blinked. It wasn't the snitch at all. It was a pair of glasses. How strange. He blinked again. The smiling face of Albus Dumbledore swam into view above him. "Good afternoon, Harry," said Dumbledore. Harry stared at him. Then he remembered. "Sir, the stone. It was Quirrell. He got the stone. Sir, quick!" "Calm yourself, dear boy. You are a little behind on the times," said Dumbledore. "Quirrell does not have the stone." "Well, then who does?" "Sir, Harry, please relax, or Madame Pomfrey will have me thrown out." Harry swallowed and looked around him. He realized he must be in the hospital ring. He was lying in a bed with white linen sheets, and next to him was a table piled high with what looked like half the sweet shop. "Tokens from your friends and admirers," said Dumbledore. "What happened down in the dungeon is between you and Professor Quirrell is a complete secret, so naturally, the whole school knows. I believe your friends, Messrs. Fred and George Weasley, were responsible for trying to send you a lavatory seat. No doubt they thought it would amuse you. Madame Pomfrey, however, felt it might not be very hygienic and confiscated it." "How long have I been in here?" 3 days. Mr. Ron Weasley and Miss Hermione Granger will be most relieved that you have come around. They have been extremely worried." "But, sir, the stone." I see you were not to be distracted. Very well, the stone. Professor Quirrell did not manage to take it from you. I arrived in time to prevent that, although you were doing very well on your own, I must say." "You got there? You got Hermione's owl?" "We must have crossed mid-air. No sooner had I reached London than it became clear to me the place I should be had been the one I just left. I arrived just in time to pull Quirrell off of you." "It was you." "I fear I might have been too late." "You nearly were. I couldn't have kept him off the stone much longer." "Not the stone, boy. You. The effort involved nearly killed you." For one terrible moment there, I was afraid it had. As for the stone, well, it has been destroyed." "Destroyed?" said Harry blankly. "But your friend, Nicholas Flamel." "Oh, you know about Nicholas?" said Dumbledore, quite delighted. "You did do the thing properly, didn't you? Well, Nicholas and I had a little chat and agreed that it's for the best." "That means he and his wife will die, won't they?" "They have enough elixir stored to set their affairs in order, and then yes, they will die." Dumbledore smiled and looked at the look of amazement on Harry's face. "To one as young as you, I'm sure it seems incredible, but to Nicholas and Purnell, it really is like going to bed after a very long day. After all, to the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. You know, the stone was really not such a wonderful thing. As much money and life as you could want. And the two things most human beings would choose above all. The trouble is, humans do have a knack of choosing precisely those things which are the most wrong for them." Harry lay there, lost for words. Dumbledore hummed a little and then smiled. "Sir," said Harry, "I've been thinking. Sir, even if the stone was gone, you know who." "Call him Voldemort, Harry. Always use the proper name for things. Fear of a name increases fear of the thing." "Well, okay, sir. Voldemort's going to try other ways of coming back, isn't he? He hasn't gone, has he?" "No, Harry, he has not. He is still out there somewhere, perhaps looking for another body to share. Not being truly alive, he cannot be killed. He left Quirrell to die. He shows just as little mercy to his followers as his enemies. Nevertheless, Harry, while you may only have delayed his return to power, it will merely take someone else who is prepared to fight for what seems like a losing battle next time. And if he is delayed again and again, why, he may never return." Harry nodded, but stopped quickly, because it made his head hurt. Then he said, "Sir, there are some other things I'd like to know, if you can tell me. Things I want to know the truth about." "The truth," Dumbledore sighed. "It is a beautiful and terrible thing, and should therefore be treated with great caution. However, I shall answer your questions unless I have a very good reason not to, in which case I beg you'll forgive me. I will not, of course, lie." "Well?" "Voldemort said he only killed my mother because she tried to stop him killing me. But why would he want to kill me in the first place?" Dumbledore sighed very deeply at this time. "Alas, the first thing you can ask me I cannot tell you. Not today, not now. You will know one day. Put it from your mind for now, Harry. When you were older, I know you hate to hear this, but when you are ready, you will know." Harry knew it would be no good to argue. "But why couldn't Quirrell touch me?" "Your mother died to save you. If there's one thing Voldemort cannot understand, it is love. He didn't realize that love as powerful as your mother's leaves its own mark. Not a scar, no visible sign, to those who have been loved so deeply. Even though the person who loved us is gone, it will give us some protection forever. It is your very own skin." Quirrell, full of hatred, greed, and ambition, sharing his soul with Voldemort, could not touch you for this reason. It was agony to touch a person marked by something so good. Quirrell now became very interested in a bird out of the windowsill, which gave Harry time to dry his eyes on his sheet. When he had found his voice again, Harry said, "And the invisibility cloak, do you know who sent it to me?" "Ah, your father happened to leave it in my possession and thought you might like it." Dumbledore's eyes twinkled. "Useful things. Your father used it mainly for sneaking off to the kitchens when he was here. And there's something else. Here's a portrait of Harry." "Fire away," said Dumbledore. "Quirrell said that Professor Snape, Harry." "Yes, well, Quirrell said he hates me because he hated my father. Is that true?" "Well, they did detest each other, not unlike yourself and Mr. Malfoy. And then your father did something to Snape he could never forgive." "What?" "He saved his life." "What?" "Yes," said Dumbledore dreamily. "Funny, the way people's minds work, isn't it? Professor Snape couldn't bear being in your father's debt. I do believe he worked so hard to protect you this year because he felt it would make him and your father's quit. Then he could go back to hating your father's memory in peace." Harry tried to understand this, but it made his head pound, so he stopped. "And sir, there's just one more thing." "Just one?" "How did I get the stone from the mirror?" "Ah, now I'm glad you asked me that. It is one of my most brilliant ideas. And between you and me, that's saying something. You see, only one who wanted to find the stone, find it but not use it, would be able to get it. Otherwise, they just see themselves making gold or drinking the elixir of life. My brain surprises me sometimes. Now, enough questions. I suggest you make a start on these sweets. Ah, Bertie Bott's every flavored beans. I was unfortunate enough in my youth to come across a vomit-flavored one. And since then, I've been rather afraid to try them again. But I think I'll be safe with this nice toffee one, don't you?" He smiled and popped the golden brown bean into his mouth. Then he choked and said, "Alas, earwax." All right, we will stop there and then continue.